Art Ducharme and Daniel Nordstrom.
I'm Arthur Ducharme, Lawrence County resident, but also one of the two Moriarty representatives on the EVSWA Board of Directors. At the February 2015 board meeting, Mr. Ellis informed the board that the authority was losing $140,000 already on their contract for solid waste collection with Torrance County. He said lien redemption had offset this loss by $70,000, leaving a deficit in the contract of about $70,000. This loss in revenue came only after 7 months of operation of the new county contract that gave the authority a 42% hike in customer fees. He attributed the loss to a drop-off of regular customers and movement of accounts to the low income and use of a private hauler category. At a special meeting last July, David Serene recommended and received approval that the 3 county reps on the board, Ainsley, Toppy, and him, be appointed to negotiate with the county on the contract. There's a provision in the contract, by the way, if they lose 5%, they can go back and ask for a renegotiation. He was appointed to negotiate with the county on the contract. Representative Schenfeld from Moriarty joked that this would allow Ainsley to talk to herself. This so-called negotiating committee reported back a few proposed reductions in services at the August meeting and said that there were definitely no plans to increase the rates on county customers. At the September 2015 meeting, Tapia reiterated that no customer rates would be increased, but that board member suggestions would be accepted on changes to 9412 if sent in writing to the committee. I was the only board member that submitted those suggestions. Their rewrite of 9412 shows that these suggestions, which I am again submitting today to the commission, were totally ignored by the committee. In fact, the committee never showed their rewrite of 9412 to the board, EVSWA board, or allowed any further discussion of it at any meetings. The rewrite of 9412 that Celine presented to the commission on November 25, 2015, would allow the authority to raise the rates on hundreds of customers, now in the low-income accounts and those using private haulers. Vacant residence accounts would also go up unless specifically allowed by the commission. The truth of the matter is that the so-called county representatives are not serving the best interests of county residents for dependable and cost-effective waste collection and disposal. It was estimated last year that over 40% of Torrance County households are low income. The commission should reject the changes recommended by the board committee that serves only the needs of the authority to constantly boost their income on the backs of county citizens who are poor, disabled, or veterans. The committee changes, if adopted, will also drive private haulers out of business. I have participated in every authority board meeting since being appointed by Moriarty in March 2014. The EVSWA needs more and more income to sustain their high management salaries, to pay their attorney to fend off requests for more information, and to provide contracts to board members who own businesses. The Attorney General's office, there was a joke about this, but the Attorney General's office is currently investigating numerous complaints concerning EVSWA business practices. And I hope the commission will acquaint themselves with some of these problems. They've been described by one commissioner previously. We have to stop this type of corruption in Torrance County. It's going to cost every citizen a lot of money and less service. Thank you.
McIntosh for 17 years. In that time, I've only had an automobile or a truck half of that time. I've been without. As many people in this room will probably give me a ride in the years I was having to hitchhike. Thankfully now, I have a little income thanks to being on SSI. But it's just that. It's a little income. And that's all anybody has in this county. In case you haven't noticed, we have over 40% poverty rate. This is arguably the third poorest county in the country. And in the meantime, you dare pay people like Joe Ellis over $90,000 a year? What right do you have to try and rob people like this? This is nuts. First of all, can you tell me, is this a private company or is it a government entity? Can any of you tell me that? No, you can't, can you? Why? Because what you've got set up is wrong, and it's illegal, and it's immoral. I am able to get my garbage off for about the same amount of money as I pay, or as I would pay, if I was getting your services. Except for the fact that the garbage people pick it up. I don't have a vehicle. I can't use that service even if I wanted to. And yet, you charge the same as what people do who come and actually provide the service of picking it up, and then you claim you don't have enough money? No, baby, this is wrong. This is so wrong. Private companies should not be allowed to put a lien on people's property as you put on mine, or as they have put on my property. Guess what? I'm never moving. Guess what else? I am never going to pay the Solid Waste Authority one penny. And if I have to go to court over it, I will. How many people here, show of hands, would go to court and join in a class action suit against this, all right? Right there. And that's just in this room. How many people do you think in the whole county feel like that? Why do you think you had so much problem collecting these fees from at least 1/3 of this county? We all know this is out and out wrong. It is not just illegal, it is immoral. As someone proposed earlier, as any reasonable thing should be, this is a private company. It should charge for services rendered when used. Anything else is wrong, and you know it. Why is it that this, I pay property taxes every year, always stay up to date on it. Why is it that this one organization should charge the same amount as my entire property tax costs for all the different services, for the sheriff, the roads, the courts, the animal shelters, for the county treasurer, the assessor, the planning, zoning, county manager, fire and emergency services, etc., all combined. And this one organization charges the same amount virtually? No. On top of that, I don't know, do they still get free labor from the county for people who can't afford to pay their fines and get to work there, to work off their costs? Is that still going on? I know about it because I've been there. I've worked at both here and in Moriarty. Pardon me. Being charged for services that are not used is extortion.
Yes.
It is legalized theft. And we will not put up with it. I'm sure also, aside from people willing to be joining in a suit against me, I'm sure there are plenty of people here, including this gentleman there, I don't remember your name, sorry, who will also work very hard to make sure that none of you who vote in favor of this are reelected.
Amen.
Wrong, cut it out, or we will fire you.
Torrance County to heat. First of all, you claim, the trash board claims it represents the municipalities. It forgets the land grants. I'm going to go to some of the root of the corruption of the trash authority. Gordon Environmental said to break even on a tipping fee, you had to pay, I forgot the number, 40-something dollars a ton. Joe Ellis recently is selling short on the tipping fees to Santa Rosa County. He's also selling short on the tipping fees to Bernalina County. This is the solid waste authority that's supposed to represent Estancia Valley. It actually is the trash authority that represents Bernalina County, primarily. Bernalina County that collects our gross receipts tax to help subsidize their trash. Basically, what you have a case behind the scenes is bad and corrupt management. So, then we go to who they're supposed to represent, us, both the so-called municipalities and the so-called county, and suck us up because of the corruption they're doing elsewhere. Chair, should be ashamed to live in this county. He needs to live in Bernalina County where he belongs. Thank you.
Berta Espinosa-Moore is not here? Okay. Carnation? Okay. What's his first name? I can't read the last name.
I'm going to get my committee.
Okay. Okay, thank you. That works.
Mary Ann Mendy, Torrance County. I'd like to reiterate what, in agreement with what people say. I can take, I'm way at the other end of the county, I'm up on Tomas. For $4, less than $4 a month, I take my trash to the Burleigh transfer station. And yet I drag it in, oh, that gray hair. I drag it in, put it in the truck, drag it off, stinky old trash, and I can, for less than $4 a month, and if they can do that, why am I charged $20 a month for services again that I do not receive? There you are. And I do agree that we pay for infrastructure. And I wouldn't mind, say, a $50 fee for infrastructure for the general, use of landfills and stuff. A small fee, it's a reasonable fee for the year. And then I haul my trash, and if I go to a Torrance County area, I would pay them my whatever assigned fee for my 4 bags of trash or whatever it is. But the services are getting cut, and that jump in prices is enormous. So it really is unreasonable. And when I'm hauling my trash, and the other day when I hauled it in and put it, stinky old trash, and I'm slipping and sliding and carrying it off, and where do I take it? I'm taking it to Bernalina, and I'm dropping it off there, and for less than $4 a month, I have to take that much. I could do that, but no, I'm like, oh good, I'll just pay another $20 for me to do this. And I would not, again, a small reasonable fee for the infrastructure is one thing, but this really is. It really is outrageous. Thank you.
Bill Larson and Ernest Wickham.
I live on Saline Pump Road. My name is Bill Larson. I want to say that what Charles Armijo had to say about thinking together and working together, to me, is very important. And how that did or didn't happen, I don't know. But I would hope that's what we have. By the way, my neighbor, Ernie, whose name is next, very disabled, has to be important for Ernie to be in the last maybe days of his life and to be here to say what he wants to say. Thanks.
Mr. Wickham still here? Edwina Hewitt, and then Brad, and I'm sorry, Brad.
My name's Edwina Hewitt. I'm now a resident of Mountain Air. I live inside municipal boundaries. I'm not a paid employee of the county. I'm not a paid employee of EVSWA. I believe Miss Duffy's family member is to the tune of about $50,000 a year. And I can tell you that I've been to so many of these public hearings regarding EVSWA. It took a great effort for me to lose $120 in pay today to come down here, because I know you're going to do exactly what that document says without change, because that's historically been your path. You know, it's a crying shame we elect you people to represent us. I agree with what everybody else here has said. I'll also throw into the mix that when I was a county resident, I wanted somebody to deal with my trash. I didn't want to bury it on my ranch. I didn't want to burn it in barrels. And even now that I'm a municipal resident with curbside pickup, which I greatly enjoy, I was never, ever opposed to paying a fair and reasonable rate to have my trash dealt with. I'm sorry, Mr. Candelario, am I boring you? Appreciate your attention, please. Thank you. I appreciate it. So what I'd like to get across, I'm not opposed to a trash authority. I'm not opposed to even a county mandate saying that I would need to write a check. I'm all for that. But we need to get a service for it. You people have sold this to the county residents since its inception that it is a fee-for-service. You show me anywhere in statute that says any governmental entity can force a service down your throat and make you pay for it. I'm sorry, isn't that the definition of a tax? So one of my questions to the county commission and the county attorney is, at what point did you guys generate this tax? I realize it wasn't this current board. I realize that. But historically, when this whole entity was generated through colluding state, federal, and municipal statute to create this, you in effect created a tax. And I fully believe that tax was created beyond your discretionary limits, and it should have been taken to a vote of the people. I would like to vote on this. How about everybody else? Give us a vote. Put it on a ballot, and let us tell you by vote what we would like. We want our trash taken care of. We do. But we also want to be served by you in a fair and equitable manner. And, you know, to me, this has got so many constitutional violations against it, it's not even funny. And it's a crying shame when we go to our state authorities and ask for assistance on areas down here, we're told to either elect somebody else or take you guys to court. And when the public takes Torrance County to court, they lose. And the average citizen out here is lucky to pay their electric bill. They can't afford attorneys, courts, and then fees after they lose. So I'm begging you people to please represent the public. It's your job. It's your duty. And I don't know how much time I have left, but there's another gentleman that didn't sign up, and he was very shy, and I offered to give him my last minute. Would that be agreeable, please? Sure. Thank you very much. Hurry up.
Hello, my name is Jerry Gilcrease. I live out by the dump. You guys are concerned about people hauling trash out and dumping it. Somebody asked me once, well, how are you gonna stop it? There's a sign that there's a $1,000 fine for it, but nothing's enforced. If you enforce it, then it might work. The pay-as-you-go system is the best system I can think of. It lets everybody be fair. According to the lady, what is that document Gordon made, if 1,800 people paid $5 a load, or a big load, $10, $15, whatever, you get $420,000 at least. Just 1,800 people. Private haulers, if you didn't have this ordinance in here, private haulers would expand jobs coming from that.
That's right.
More money in the county. Leave things as they are as far as CCs go. EVSWAP takes care of those. It's in their agreement. Just charge somebody every time you want to use it. The outside haulers, the trash haulers, they have to pay to dump their stuff. And if they're doing it over there, they're making money. That's why.